Hello, welcome to Dungeoneers Pack, a channel bringing you player-focused discussions and character guides for 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons. My name is Josh, thank you for watching. As part of the rollout for the new Adventurers League season, Wizards of the Coast released new guidelines for character creation, which includes the now titled Lineage system coming to us in Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. In this video, I'm going to go over what we know about the Lineage system that will be in Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, discuss what the system accomplishes, address some of the issues the D&D community has with the system, and finally give my opinion of the system. Before we get started, an easy way to support this channel is to like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that notification bell to know when new videos are up. You can also support us directly at our Patreon by becoming a Dungeoneer. When you become a Dungeoneer, you get access to an exclusive role and a private chat in Discord, access to all the character build scripts, and you will be able to listen to an audio-only version of each week's video before it goes up. You can find a link to the Patreon in the description below. With that said, let's get started. Everything we know about the Lineage system comes from the Player's Guide for Season 10 of Adventurers League. The information I'm going over is found in Appendix 1 of the document. I provided a link to the document in the description below. So now let's take a look at what we know of the Lineage system so far and what changes it makes to the current racial trait system. The ability score increases we gain from our race and sub-race choices can be applied to any ability score of our choice, but they cannot be applied to the same ability score. We will be able to replace any language we receive from our race with any language from the following: Abyssal, Celestial, Common, Deep Speech, Draconic, Dwarvish, Elvish, Giant, Gnomish, Goblin, Halfling, Infernal, Orc, Primordial, Sylvan, or Undercommon. The list is subject to change, as the DM is allowed to add or remove from this list so that the languages suit the campaign. We will also be able to swap skill, weapon, or tool proficiencies we gain with another of the same or relatively equal type. A skill can be swapped for another skill, a simple weapon can be swapped with another simple weapon or a tool, a martial weapon can be swapped with another martial weapon, a simple weapon, or a tool, and a tool can be swapped with another tool or a simple weapon. And the last thing is that we can tailor our character's personality to our liking, ignoring suggestions regarding alignment, moods, interest, or personality traits. So what does the Lineage system accomplish? The new system removes the idea of ability scores and proficiencies being tied to race and instead being tied to your character. More specifically, it moves these traits away from the idea that the character gets them because of what they are, and instead makes the ability scores and proficiencies a representation of the character's life experiences. This new system promotes and supports diversity in race and class combinations. In the current system, we could still make characters of any race and class combination, but the character could possibly not be supported mechanically to some degree due to the ability scores being tied to race. It does not remove the flavor of the race, as all other racial traits that are not tied to ability scores or proficiencies remain intact. For example, a Dragonborn will always have a breath weapon, and an Aarakocra will always be able to fly. And the last thing, it does not remove or replace the system that is currently in place. For example, for those that do want to play the classic depiction of a dwarf with the ability scores and proficiencies to support it, they can still do this. What are the issues with the new system? Some races become better with the Lineage system. It's primarily races that provide stronger or an additional ability score increase, or multiple tool and skill proficiency options. More specifically, the Mountain Dwarf and the Half-Elf. The Mountain Dwarf was the archetypical dwarf that fit with any frontline class. The biggest concern I've seen is that since this race has 2 ability scores with a +2 bonus, it now makes them really good for spellcasting classes. The Half-Elf shares the same concern since they get 3 ability score increases they can dish out, with one being a +2 bonus and the last 2 being +1 bonuses. Both of these races have strong supportive racial traits, either providing armor proficiencies or flexible skill choices. As much as DMs and players fear that these two races will suddenly be everywhere or be absolutely broken, that really isn't the case. In regards to dwarves, there are already lore reasons within Forgotten Realms as to why there would be dwarven wizards and clerics, and the new system allows for those concepts to succeed. The half-elf was already one of the strongest races to pick, and the Lineage system doesn't alter it too much, as now you can just move your +2 bonus to another ability score outside of charisma. It doesn't break the race, but instead now allows the race to play in other concept spaces that are not charisma based. The concern with these races really comes down to the fear of power gamers. I will get to that issue in just a second, but since we're still on the topic of races, there was another concern I had that I haven't seen brought up anywhere else. My concern is that the Lineage system sort of makes sub-races a little bit weaker. One of the biggest reasons for sub-races was how the choice did come down to the ability score increase it provided, plus an additional race trait, whether it be a major or minor one. While we gain the benefit of expanded choice with the new system, the sub-races lose some value. We are not weaker in power level, as the ability score option is no longer designated to the sub-race, but we are left with a single trait by comparison that may not provide the flavor to convey the uniqueness of the sub-race. This exposes a weakness in the design that potentially could be addressed in the full release, as again, we are just basing this off the Season 10 Player's Guide for Adventurers League. And now for the big question. Will this promote power gaming and will it ruin the game? The short answer, no. Power gamers will always find a way to power game. It is another way to approach the game that I don't believe should be villainized, even though I do see the problem it can have at the table. Power gamers already optimize every option they can within the current system. And admittedly, the Lineage system does incentivize min-maxing of ability scores. That is something we can't deny. But it also incentivizes players to make choices based on the character concept they want to play and will not make them feel like they are coming up short for doing so. We shouldn't punish players who want to be able to optimize their character to fulfill the concept or role they want to play at the table. The best way to handle the issue of power gaming is to make sure everyone at the table is on the same page regarding what kind of characters they should bring to the game. Again, I admit, this is a lot easier to manage if you are playing with the same group over multiple campaigns, but is a tough thing to do if you're playing in any open public games like Adventurers League. Overall, power gaming is not going to run rampant as long as you and your table come to an understanding. Even though there are legitimate concerns when it comes to power creep and power gaming when discussing this system, most of the time, a player wants to play a specific kind of character that has the mechanical support to fulfill that concept. Will we see a bit more dwarves and half-elves with this system? Maybe, but we will also see more half-orc spellcasters, halfling barbarians, or other fun race and class combinations that aren't seen as archetypical for that race. Now my overall opinion on the Lineage system itself. The system is a good first step in its current form, but if this is all we're getting in Tasha's, for me, there's more to be desired. The system isn't bad, and I like the fact that I can build a character that can be optimized for the concept I want to play. A lot of the time what happens is that I have a character concept that I want to play with a specific race and class combination that fits the lore of the setting, but then I come to find out the race and class combination do not mechanically support each other. This then has me look at other races that are more optimized for the build while still attempting to fit the concept I had in mind because I don't want to fail at my role for my group. This system eliminates this problem. The only issue I have with the new system is that the subraces sort of go to the wayside, but not entirely, as many subrace options provide a ton of abilities that are flavorful for the race. What I would like to see is an expansion on non-ability score based racial trait options that can be chosen from a list that still fit the flavor or reinforce the physical, genetic, or magical aspects of the race. We won't know the full system until November when Tasha's Cauldron of Everything is released, but until then, I'm excited for this system and looking forward to making new character builds with it. With that said, I want to hear from you. What race and class combinations are you looking forward to bringing to the table using the new Lineage system? If you want to see more content like this, let me know down in the comments section. You can also catch me at the Dungeoneers Pack Discord. A link to the Discord can be found in the description below. Alright, I'm out of here. Have a good one.